Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for my weeks 7, 8, and 9 pregnancy update with twins. I don't know if you guys want me to do these every 2 weeks or 3 weeks or just when stuff comes up. So let me know down in the comments what you guys would like to see, because I kind of was wondering what would be the best schedule wise. Either works for me 2 or 3 weeks. So just let me know what you guys kind of want to see and I will do it. So for this pregnancy, I am using the Bump app. It's just very familiar to me because I did use it with my daughter Aniston. So I'm going to be using it this time. So I will go ahead and talk to you guys about what it says for week 9. And then I will go over my symptoms for week 7 through 9. So it says on week 9, babies, because we're having twins, are the size of a cherry. And I did ask my doctor and he said that yes, both babies would be the size of a cherry. They don't slow each other down, so they both are the same size. So they're 0.7 ounces, which is obviously very tiny. It says that the baby is no longer an embryo now. He or she is now a fetus. And it says that the babies are developing more distinct facial features. And it also says that at 9 weeks, we've made it to month 3, which that just seems kind of odd when you think about it, because they count 0 through 4 as month 1 and then 4 through 8 as month 2. But I still don't think I'm 3 months pregnant. I don't consider myself 3 months pregnant until week 12 or 13. So I'm not sure how you guys count that, but that's just really confusing. But yes, so that's kind of where I'm at as far as the Bump app is concerned, as far as like size and weight wise goes. So let's go ahead and jump into symptoms.
Guys, we have a baby.
Someone found out today that we are having what?
A baby.
How many babies?
Like a girl and a boy.
No, we don't know what they are yet. What are we having? What's the word called? Twins?
Twins?
Yep, twins. So we did tell our girls today. We actually arranged a photo shoot. We surprised both of them. I got everything on video, so I am super excited. The reactions were priceless. I'm so glad I decided to film it. Originally, we were just gonna get the photos of the immediate reaction, but I actually filmed while she shot photos, which was absolutely fantastic. So I will get into that more later in my next update, and I actually will show footage on my next pregnancy update. So let's go ahead and get into symptoms for weeks 7 through 9. Week 7, not a lot of stuff changed. There's a few things that I want to talk about in week 7. I put that I had lower back pain, that my nausea, morning sickness worsened. We had our first ultrasound at 7 weeks, and that's when obviously we found out we were having twins, a 7-week ultrasound. And again, it was just amazing to see that. I was still feeling pretty good in week 7, just kind of wrapping my head around the fact that we are having twins. It's very, it's very scary too, but it's also very exciting that we're being doubly blessed here. And yes, the ultrasound was fantastic. I believe the heartbeats were 178 and 180 or something along those lines. I have it written down downstairs. But I really want to talk about vertigo, because in week 7 I had a very strong bout of vertigo, and I've never had this before in my entire life. This is my first time ever experiencing it. And basically, I'm not really sure what the definition is, but I'll just tell you guys what happened. I was having a facial done. It was a 60-minute facial, and I was laying down. She kind of put this heat on my face, gave me the mask to close my eyes, and she kind of went to like massaging like my arms and hands. And all of a sudden I'm laying there and I felt like the room was just spinning, almost like I had had like 19 cocktails and laid down. And I snatched my mask off my face, scaring the poor facial esthetician. And I was like, I'm really sorry. And so I'm trying to fixate on this wall, and the room just still feels like it's spinning. And then after like a few minutes it stopped, but I kind of just thought that maybe I was too hot from the steam, or I'm not really sure what I thought it was. I didn't think it was pregnancy related, but then it happened again, which brings me to my week 8 symptoms. Week 8 symptoms, my nausea steadily and did like this incline. It definitely built week to week, and I feel like the days that I changed weeks, I would notice that weekend that the nausea was just getting worse. I also had another bout of vertigo. This time I was standing in the cafeteria at the hospital, and I was just standing in line to get lunch with a few of my coworkers, and boom, it happened again. I'm just standing there and the room started spinning. I had to grab onto the counter, and I'm like, I told my coworker, I'm like, it's happening again. I'm having that vertigo feeling. The room feels like it's spinning. Luckily, again, it only lasted for maybe like 15-20 seconds tops, and I felt fine. And I don't know, it makes me feel, I'm not really sure. I haven't looked into it too much because I really want to ask my doctor about it. I don't want to just Google things and scare myself. I'm sure it's probably one of those things that just happens in early pregnancy, because I feel like every symptom in the book is listed under like early pregnancy symptoms. So I'll let you guys know about that whenever I talk to him about it. And the other things that I have on here for week 8 were lightning crotch. I thought this was like a late pregnancy symptom, like for the later weeks, like after like 25 or so weeks. I don't know if it's because there's multiples, but basically, if you guys don't know what that is, it's not a very attractive name for it. It literally is basically what it sounds like sharp shooting pains going like up into your cash and prizes area. So not very fun. And I'm not really sure what triggers it. It just kind of happened a few times that week. And then week 8 is when I started having horrible heartburn. It started at night, and I'm someone who's never had heartburn unless I've actually been pregnant. With my daughter, I had it kind of bad. But right now in this pregnancy, it's absolutely terrible. It is very bad. Like it actually is painful. I remember with my daughter, it wasn't this bad. It was just kind of bothersome. With this pregnancy, it is absolutely, it's very, very, like it burns, and it makes me feel even more nausea. So I've started taking like Tums and Alka-Seltzer and things like that I asked our triage nurse, and she said that those things were fine. So we are doing okay with that. It's very inconvenient, but nothing to really complain about. But it is a lot stronger than I remember it being my last pregnancy. And then in week 9, I have that, week 9 was a really good week. We had our second ultrasound, which was fantastic. The baby's heartbeats were 178 and 173, which fantastic. She actually was able to zoom into one of the babies and let me see the skeleton of the baby's hand. It was so cool. I mean, I've never seen anything like that in my life. Like, it's crazy. And it was just right there, and it was just this little skeleton. It was, I mean, it was like kind of weird, but kind of cool at the same time. So with that, we were able to graduate our fertility clinic. So we are done using them. If you guys are wondering about the medication that they had us on, because they controlled our medication, they just told me to continue the medication, which is the oral estrogen, or estrase is what it's called, and the progesterone shot in the back, gluteal muscle back here, until week 12. So around, I think she said August 1st, we would be done completely. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So 2 weeks from the day I'm filming this video, we'll be done with those. So I'm really, really excited. Also for week 9, I have that, I still had the heartburn, and it's actually, I feel like it's almost getting worse. It used to only be at night. Now it's in the midday. I also have that, I had a really weird nosebleed this time, and I'm not 100% sure that this is actually pregnancy related, but I'm just adding it in there. I woke up one morning, or it was actually like the wee hours of the morning, like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and with blood all over my hands and my face. Went to the bathroom, and I was just having a horrible nosebleed. I used to have them with my daughter Aniston when I was pregnant with her. So I'm not sure if this is normal for me in pregnancy, but I thought I would mention it just in case. And then also, I have that I met with a doula in week 9, which I did. And for the doula, I am interviewing. I think right now I have 4 interviews set up. I had to cancel one because I was so sick. I didn't even go to work that day, and I could not meet with her. I tried to get better and it just didn't happen. So I did meet with one in my 9th week, and I really, really liked her. She's very knowledgeable about multiples. She's done twin deliveries before, and she actually works at our kind of rival hospital, but because she is a private doula as well, she's able to take on me if I were to choose her and use our hospital. So it's going really well. I'll let you guys know whenever I decide. And then I kind of told her that, you know, I do have a YouTube channel. We plan on filming our birth. Are you okay with being on camera? Because obviously the doula is going to have to be on camera if we're filming our birth. And yes, twin birth is going to be very tricky, so I need a doula who knows, at least is knowledgeable about options when you have twins, because I don't even know what my options are yet. So I need someone to kind of be an advocate for me as well. So I'll give you guys an update on that whenever I have one. So that's all I have for my symptom wise. And then every week I do want to answer 2 questions, just because, or like a few questions I want to answer, just because I kind of want to see how they vary from week to week. So every week I'm going to be answering if I'm having any cravings or not, and what I'm looking forward to in the pregnancy is the second thing that I will answer. And then the third thing that I will answer will obviously be the symptoms, which will be everything. So at the end of the videos, I will just let you guys know if I'm having any cravings or things like that, and what I'm looking forward to. So as of right now, I am craving things. Mostly as far as craving wise, I'm craving carbs. So it's not necessarily like a specific thing, if you will. It's just anything carbs, and I think that's because I know that carbs help my morning sickness. I kind of feel like I'm in a game of like Survivor, and every single day it's just, what carbs can I eat? How often can I eat them today to keep myself moving, to keep myself going? Because when you're sick all day and you have a full-time job and you come home and you have a child to take care of, you can't just do nothing. You have to be able to keep going and keep going and keep going. So that's why I feel like every day at the end of the day, I've just ran a whole entire marathon all day long. But I am craving, I think, of the most of the carbs that I'm craving is white rice and potatoes, mashed potatoes, baked potatoes. Funny enough, I craved mashed potatoes with my daughter Aniston, and I'm craving potatoes this time as well. I'm not sure if it has to like directly link to the fact that I know it helps my morning sickness, but I just can't get enough of those. In moderation, of course, I try to do different things as far as carbs go. I don't just eat potatoes all day, even though I would really like to, but that's what I'm craving this week. And for what I'm looking forward to this week, what I'm looking forward to, I guess, just right, not even this week, right now. This week though, I do have, this coming next week, I do have my first OB appointment. And like I've said before, I work in the OB group that I'm going to be using because I just think it makes more sense to be right there in the office, especially with twins. If something goes wrong, they're like 2 doors down from my office, so I can just walk over and say, hey, this is what's going on. So I have my first official appointment on Tuesday. We're going to go over everything. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of talk about how this is going to be a high-risk pregnancy. And they're probably going to set me up with like perinatal, which is what you see if you're high risk most of the time. And I also am having the blood test done, the panorama blood test, which is a genetic blood test that tells you, I mean, it goes through every like marker. You learn a lot about your pregnancy. And I'm not doing it because I would terminate if something was like Down syndrome came back positive. But I feel like for me, I would need to know to educate myself, because being pregnant for 6 more months is not going to be enough time. So I need to educate myself. And then also it tells you the gender via DNA. And it also will tell you the DNA or the gender of both twins, fraternal or not. As of this year, it's been able to tell fraternal twins genders, which is going to lead to a lot of questions about if I'm going to share the genders. And yes, we are going to share the genders before they're born. I'm not going to wait. I'm obviously not going to wait because I can't wait, but I will be sharing the genders with you guys. We do have a gender reveal party set in a certain day, so that's in September. And unfortunately, it's pushed back, so we'll have the results the first week of August, but I have to wait till September because my husband will be gone to a flight school from August 1st through September the 13th.
Well,
so,
are they still on your tummy?
yes, they're still in my tummy, honey. They didn't go anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, you guys. If you have any questions in the comments, just leave them down there for me. And I am just going to go enjoy this time with my family since our girls freshly just found out that we're expecting. But I wanted to get this update out for you guys. I also had one more question about my prenatal vitamins that I've been using. And in my last video, I mentioned they were rainbow lights. Those aren't working for me because I'm getting really sick off of them. Honey, shh. So I did switch back to these Vitafusion prenatals. I literally have one left, so I have to get more tomorrow. They have the DHA and the folic acid in them. So everything that I need is in here. They just don't contain iron. But iron and the other pills, I think, is what made me sick to begin with. So I'm going to talk to my doctor on Tuesday and see what he recommends. But otherwise, these have done amazing. They're cheap at Target and they're super easy as far as like, because they're gummies, they're super easy for me to get down. But yes, I wanted to include that. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next update. Bye.